Welcome to the DJ booth with Dylan Goldman. I'm Josh Stevens on 103.2 The High Fever. We will be going over all the exciting basketball stuff, like the game last night. Huge Suns game. Remember to call in at 123-456-7890. Again, that's 123-456-7890. So Dylan, a wild NBA game last night. Suns, Clippers, came down to the wire. What was your take on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was got to be one of the longest games that didn't go to overtime in NBA history. I mean, my goodness, those last 5 minutes were just a complete whirlwind. Ton of reviews, ton of close plays. It was a very well played game. I mean, we're missing two of the best players in this series in Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard, and we still, I think, had a very well played game. We had guys like Cam Payne step up. We had guys like Luke Kennard even step up late in the fourth quarter. So I thought a lot of guys that we normally don't think of. Devin Booker wasn't his best. DeAndre Ayton did step up, but I really think the role players in this game shined because the typical star players were not at their best. Especially, I thought Devin Booker cooled down after his scintillating Game 1 performance. But anyways, I think Phoenix really did well to come out with a win here. Now they could be getting Chris Paul back. They really couldn't ask for more. I think LA is really going to regret it. I know they've been down 2-0 before. This is not their first rodeo, but they really had a chance to steal one on the road yesterday. And if it weren't for a couple missed free throws, and some other things that happened late in the game, they would be walking out here with the home court advantage. But they now have to defend their home court like they did in the Utah series, and I think they're capable of doing that. But it'll be interesting to see how the role players travel to the next stop in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we knew that the Clippers were going to come out with a new game plan to try to slow down Devin Booker, and they were successful in doing that. We knew that some of the role players had to step up. DeAndre Ayton, who we highlighted before the game, had that crazy tip in the final minute. But I think the big story was Cam Payne running his campaign for the mayor of Phoenix. And he had a great game, 29 points, came up clutch as the third option for the Phoenix Suns. The championship teams need other people to come up big. Like last year when LeBron and Anthony Davis were getting shut down a little bit by the Heat, guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope stepped up. Cam Payne's going to need to be that third guy if the Suns want to make a deep playoff run. But my focus is now on the game for tonight. Bucks-Hawks, Game 1. Huge superstars, Trae Young, Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's your prediction?
I would love to get my take on that, but first, we actually are lucky to have a caller here. It looks like we have Kevin from Miami Lakes. Kevin, are you there?
Hey, I'm doing good, and you guys? I wanted to ask you, who do you guys think will be the main defender on Giannis this series? Because I look at it, and it's going to be hard to stop him.
Yeah, that's a great question, Kevin. Josh, you want to take it away first? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough question because Cam Reddish out, DeAndre Hunter out. Their two best wing defenders are hurt for Game 1 of the series. So it's going to be a big challenge to stop Giannis. I don't think they'll have one defender on them. They'll throw multiple guys at them. Maybe even throw someone like Clint Capella. Capella's a center, but Giannis does most of his best work in the paint. That's where Capella excels. I think they'll throw multiple guys at him, maybe even throw a box and one at him. They'll try so many different things to slow Giannis down because the offense goes as Giannis goes. If Giannis has a great game, it's going to be hard to stop the Bucks. But if you can slow down Giannis, force guys like Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday to step up, that's when you have the best chance of beating the Bucks. So I don't think there will be one primary defender on Giannis. They'll have multiple guys thrown at him at each game.
Yeah, I think with Cam Reddish, Cam Reddish definitely is a body, but I think DeAndre Hunter really is the big person missing here. Without those two guys, I think you're going to have a committee of guys. John Collins, I think, could get thrown at Giannis. I think Danilo Gallinari has the size and the ability, the build to stand with Giannis. I think you could even see someone like Solomon Hill come in maybe just to get some fouls, just kind of get rough on Giannis, send him to the free throw line. I think Atlanta's going to try everything, but to me, the key for Atlanta is not Giannis. Of course, Giannis, you don't want him to go off every game, but you know he's going to get his 30, his 25. What you need to do is focus on the other guys, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, in particular Chris Middleton, because he is a very skilled scorer. He can get you 25 to 30 on every night, and Atlanta definitely can defend him a little more easily because he's not as imposing physically. Those are the keys for me for Atlanta. They have to figure out how to neutralize Milwaukee's other stars, not just Giannis, because Giannis is dominant on his own and is probably going to get his fill regardless of who Atlanta throws at him. They need to try to contain him as best they can, but most importantly, they need to figure out how to shut down their other stars, or else Milwaukee's going to have a pretty easy time in this series.
Yeah, definitely. And for Atlanta, we know that Trae Young is going to be the primary focus for defense. They have the Bucks have one of the best perimeter defenders in Drew Holiday. Who on the Hawks has to step up for them to take this series and make it to the finals?
Yeah, I think I think there's a lot of guys that can step up here. I think Kevin Huerter showed in Game 7 what he's really made of, and I think he's someone who, if he can provide points like he did in Game 7, that would be a huge step up for Atlanta. I think there's just a lot of guys that really can make a name for themselves here. I think guys like Bogdan Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari can provide a lot of scoring and a lot of punch. I think there's really just a lot. They really need their depth to show up, because I think that's where they have the advantage in this series is their depth, and they really need that to show up in this series. It really can't just be one guy. If I think they have a committee of guys to help out Trae Young, that's when their advantage is, because Milwaukee has those great 3 players. But after that, I think that's where Atlanta has their advantage, and that's where they need guys outside of Trae Young to show up, especially when Trae Young has an off night like he did in Game 7.
Yeah, Huerter's definitely an important part of this series. Quick, right before we wrap up, what is your score prediction for Game 1? A quick prediction.
I think Milwaukee's going to take it 196.
I have it 106-98, a little bit closer, so that's it. That's the DJ Booth, Dylan Goldman. I'm Josh Stephens. See you guys next time.
All right. Can I get a picture of you with that?
Of course.